Hi guys, and welcome to our second video where we're actually going to do some cooking, or not really cooking, but preparing and presenting. Today in the video we're going to talk about knives, we're going to talk about boards, we're going to talk about how we're going to present our work, and we're going to talk about a little bit about our ingredients as well. So first thing to talk about is probably going to be the boards that we're going to use. So when you come to the lesson, you're going to see around the room that there are different types of chopping boards, and different chopping boards are used for different things. So for example, our green ones are used for fruit and vegetables, red ones are for raw meat, yellow ones are for fish, and sometimes these can be blue as well, but these ones are yellow. And then our white ones are just general, so you could cut bread on there and other types of foods that don't fall into these categories. The reason why we use different chopping boards for different foods is to prevent cross-contamination. So for example, if I was cooking raw chicken, let's say, and then directly afterwards I was to cut a fruit or a vegetable, then the bacteria that are on the chicken may well end up on the fruit or the vegetables, and then because they're not getting cooked and I eat them, I'm going to get very sick. So we prevent cross-contamination by using different boards, and also by making sure that we wash up as we go. And on the note of washing up, just to remind you, bring your own tea towel to the lesson, because we will not have enough for everyone, so bring your own. So this is our starting point for today. What we're going to talk about first is we're going to talk about our knife skills. So when you arrive to the lesson, obviously the knives will either be in your area or they'll be in a knife board. When you are picking the knife up, make sure you're picking up from the handle, not from the blade, because they're very sharp. And also that when you are handing a knife to someone else, so for example if you're working with a partner, you're never handing it blade first. You're always going to turn it around and carefully give it a handle first. And then if you're accepting the knife from someone else, you know, you're not pulling it away quickly. You're doing it very carefully and taking it away from the person that you're getting it from. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually using the knives. So when we're using the knives and the chopping board, I'm not going to use a coloured chopping board because I'm here at home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about something called the claw grip and the bridge hold method. Okay, now basically what that means is that it eliminates the chance that you're going to cut your fingers. So for example, if I had my fingers flat on the fruit, and I was chopping, I may well get it wrong and chop the top of my fingers off, or at least maybe cut myself. So what I tend to do, or what I will do, is I will use this method called the claw grip and the bridge hold. So basically, I'm going to start with the strawberry. Very high in vitamin C, also very high in potassium. Turn out the leaves in the top because I don't need these in my fruit salad. Put it onto the chopping board. I've washed these all before as well. And what I'm going to do, I'll show you the right and the wrong way. I'm going to show you the wrong way first. If I put my hands like this and start to chop it, obviously I can easily cut the tops of my fingers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bridge like this. So if I'm then holding my fruit like this and the knife is coming down, I'll just turn to the side slightly so you can see I'm not actually going to be able to chop the end of my fingers. So with my strawberries, what I might do is I might turn it around this way and then chop, and I'll chop again. And again, this is completely up to you how you want to chop them. When you're ready, I might put them into my bowl the way that I'm going to present them. I have lots of other fruits. So for example, I have some grapes, I've got a banana, I've got an apple, I've got a clementine, I've also got a kiwi. Kiwi fruit are really, really good. They're full of vitamin C, more potassium than a banana, more vitamin C than 3 times your daily amount, so it's a really, really good fruit to eat. So I'm going to continue to prepare my fruits. So I just get my clementine, peel it. Hopefully there's not too much pith in there. I'm not going to use all of it. Obviously you might use more depending on what you like or what you've got available in your house. Obviously don't go out and buy loads and loads of fruit. Another thing at Nicholas Breakspear is we have a really good sense of community. So you know, if you've got 2 clementines and your friend's got 2 apples, you can always do a bit of sharing as well. You might talk to your friends beforehand to see, you know, what they've got. You might WhatsApp them the night before and see who's bringing what. Again, just chopping those up. No need to wash that because it's come out of a skin. So I'll put that into my presentation dish. Again, you might want to bring your own presentation dish with you, and that would be a really cool move. When you're in the lesson and you start to make mess, so for example I've got these bits of peel and my leaves of my strawberry, I don't want to start scattering them all over the place. So what I'm going to do, or what you will have a bowl or a plate, and you will make sure that all your rubbish goes into that plate. I don't have one here, but you'll make sure that all goes into a plate. So I'll continue to chop some fruits. So again, I've got a banana. I'm sure all of you know how to peel a banana. And again, I can put that down onto my chopping board. Actually, I'll peel it completely and make my life a little bit easier. Imagine this is all going into a plate because it's going to be kept separate from the rest of the foods. Bridge hold, take the chopping knife, chop it. If I want to chop it at an angle, make it a little bit more pretty, I can do. Put that to one side for a moment. They can again go into the bottom of my dish. Got my kiwi. So interesting way to cut a kiwi. I've never done this before, so bear with me. Is to cut the top and the bottom, and then apparently you can get a spoon, take this way around, and put the spoon under the skin, and then if you rotate your kiwi, you should be able to take it out whole. This is going to help you if you're presenting your work. So I'm going to go all the way around. Not quite working the way I wanted it to, but it's doing okay. Should come out in one piece. Here we go, it's going around now. Just going to take those off. Hopefully it's going to come out like a barrel, which it does. Almost there. Again, you can do a better job of this. I'm just going to take a little bit off the end. You can obviously spend a bit more time on this. That's going to go in my bowl, that's rubbish. Again, kiwi is a really beautiful fruit. So again, you can cut it to how you want to cut it to make it as presentable as possible. Again, if you want to share, you can share. These can go into my bowl. And then lastly, I'm going to work with my apple now. It's quite interesting because I'm going to try something a little bit different. You might want to try this at home. You may not have enough time in the lesson. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut it in half. I've got two halves of my apple. This piece I'm going to cut like a slither, so maybe about 1 centimetre off, like this. I'm going to leave this to one side. If I want to use this piece to go in my fruit salad, I can do later. And this piece, I'm going to start to cut it in a way to make it look quite pretty. And you can maybe try and guess what I'm doing as I'm going along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down, but I'm not going to cut down all the way. So not all the way to the board, and I come down from this side, not all the way down to the board. Again, you can see that I've got my claw grip and my bridge hold. I'm then going to come in from the side, like this, until I meet my other line. So this piece is now loose. I'll do the same on this side. Should loosen, there we go. So now these move. I'm now going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to go down, but not all the way. I'm going to come in again from this side until I meet the same cut. I'll try that again a little bit further. This is also now loose. I'll do the same on this side. Get all the way down, but not all the way to the bottom. I have to quickly flip it around because it's easier for me to cut that way. And that's loose as well. If I wanted to go one more time, I could do to make it super complicated. Again, now this one is loose. Do the same for this side. I'll go down and in. There we go. So I'll turn it around so you can see what's happening. I can now push these along like this, like this. Hope everyone can see that. That's quite cool. There we go. That's beautiful. Fantastic. Now with this piece, I'll leave that over there for a moment. I'm going to cut another shape. So let me just get rid of my spare fruit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm then going to cut an arc like so. And again, I'm going to cut an arc from the top down to there. Again, with the spare pieces that I don't need, I could put them into my fruit salad if I wanted to, but for now I'm just going to leave them there. And then lastly, I'm going to cut a small slot in the top. So here and here. I'm just going to cut that piece out. Try my best to not be in a rush so that I don't actually spoil my presentation. This piece should lift out, which it has done, which is perfect. Just chop that little piece off there. Then I'm going to mount that piece into here, which now should give me a very majestic swan. Okay, and if I wanted to further my presentation, what I could do is I could take that swan and I could put it on top of my fruit salad, like so. Okay, now what I would recommend you do before you get to the lesson is think about what you're going to present it in. So are you going to bring your own dish, maybe a glass, maybe you're going to bring some cocktail skewers and make some like fruit kebabs. It's up to you how you want to present it, but what I don't want to see is you just chopping things up and throwing them in a bowl, okay? Then you've got two options. Either you can bring a container to take it home. If you're going to take it home, use a little bit of orange juice over it to stop the fruits going brown, but I wouldn't recommend that. What I would recommend is when you get to the end of the lesson, you actually eat it and then leave the lesson feeling a little bit more full and a little bit more satisfied. Okay, so that will be our first practical lesson. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you have a great night. Take care, guys.